again, I wanted to do a quick video about my love-hate relationship with L'Oreal's Infallible Total Cover Foundation. And also, while we're at it, I'm going to talk quickly about the Infallible Total Cover, and it's the concealer palette, just so you know. So, let's talk about the foundation. First of all, I love it because it gives so much coverage, like any spot, any blemish, any redness, any rash, like it is gone with this stuff. And it is actually really easy to apply. I always apply with a beauty blender, which looks really dirty, sorry. So I always apply it with a beauty blender. It goes on really well. It's quite a moussey kind of, it's really thick, but it's quite airy. So it's kind of like a moussey kind of texture, which is actually really nice to apply. I love the way it goes on. I love the coverage. I wear the porcelain shade, which is number 1, which is actually pale enough for me, which not all number 1 foundations are. And also it's incredibly cheap. In the UK, it's like, I want to say it's £6.99, but it's often on sale, so you might even get it cheaper. And yeah, I love the coverage. I love the way it goes on. I love the way it feels comfortable. It doesn't feel anywhere near as heavy as it actually is. But, and this is where I start to hate it. So I love it and then I hate it. If you wear it for all day long, even though it claims to be long wear, it is not long wear. And I don't know if it's the way I'm applying it, but I swear to God, I will use a primer, I will use a beauty blender, and it is not long wear. After about 5 hours, it starts to really lift away from my skin. It really starts to cake. There is no salvaging it at all. And like, I was recently out with a friend. I was wearing it. It looked great in the morning. By about 2 o'clock in the afternoon, went to the loo. We were washing our hands. And I was like, oh my God, my makeup looks awful. Like awful. Like, I was embarrassed to have people stood near me talking to me because it had lifted away. It looked horribly cakey. It was kind of like a weird speckledy mottled finish. It looked truly awful and there was no way of salvaging it. I just had to say to people who were looking at me funny, I just had to say, my makeup has not lasted. Do not look at my skin because it looks so bad. But I will say, if you're wearing it up to 4 hours, it looks great and I love it. So I often wear it when I am filming or when I'm doing shoots because the coverage is great, the colour is great, the finish is great. I love the mateness of it, but if you are wearing it all day long, if you're wearing it to work, just don't, because it just, I think after about 4 or 5 hours, it just starts to look like horrific. Like probably the worst foundation in that way that I've ever used. After a long time, after like 5 hours, it starts to look just dire. But for the first 4 hours, brilliant, love it. So that's the first thing I wanted to talk about. So if you're wearing it for a short amount of time, do it, get it. It's great value, great everything. We've talked about this, so I don't need to carry on. But yeah, if you're wearing it for a short amount of time, it's brilliant. So now I'm going to talk about the Infallible concealer palette, which is absolutely filthy. Look how disgustingly filthy that is. So the first 3 shades are for kind of like under eye concealer. Then the purple shade is to correct discoloration, dark circles, veins, etc. So that's the purple. And then the green one neutralizes red. So if you have like rosacea or super rosy cheeks or kind of any broken veins which are bright red, spots, anything like that, the green. And then if you have dire dark circles like I have, purple is brilliant. First 3 shades are just concealers. However, I have tried to use the concealer and it is, even the paler shade is so dark. Like I cannot have it too near my skin because it just looks orange. Like let me show here. Like that doesn't really match. It's much darker. And even when I blend it in with a beauty blender, I have to basically blend it in so far that I take it off. So for me, like the first 3 shades, completely useless, completely pointless. However, I have to say I actually really like this palette because I really like these 2 shades. Some people have been complaining that they are too thick, too heavily pigmented, but I like them. I really like the purple, and also it just kind of, I'll swatch it on my hand as well. I really like the purple because it is highly pigmented, but once you've kind of blend it in and also maybe like put a little bit more foundation over the top or just put some powder over the top, actually it does blend into your skin quite nicely. And if you're pale, like I think the purple works very, very, very well as well, like almost as like a highlighter, if that makes sense. Like not a highlighter, but like, yeah, kind of like a highlighter. You know when, when girls, if you're really pale, you'll understand, but like basically like girls will wear the foundation and then they'll put a lighter shade here. When you're pale, you get the lighter shade. There's nowhere lighter to go. So if you kind of almost want that effect, then the purple's really good for that. And even if you don't want that effect, like the purple is just really good for neutralizing your dark circles, which if, sorry, I've got paint on my arm. I was doing DIY the weekend. That's really embarrassing. Just gonna own up. But yeah, if you're super pale and you've got really dark circles like I have, because when you're this pale, your skin is just translucent, it works wonders for that. And then the green works great if you are just tall, rashy. Like sometimes I don't know, I get like a bit, I don't know, I just get a bit pink in like my chin or my cheeks or something, especially at the moment because of the heat wave. But the green is great for that. I'm not actually wearing it today, and I should be. In fact, let me put a bit on. Yeah, I just think it just kind of neutralizes it. And then the purple, look at my dark circles, they're awful. But it's like you can just kind of blend it in and it works a treat. And I would say also for the price, I'm kind of doing this literally ridiculously quickly. I should probably put some powder over the top now. But yeah, okay. Is that alright? Do I need to? I wasn't really planning on putting this on right now. Okay. Okay, a bit of powder and I'll be fine. Yeah, anyway, I would say this palette, if you're looking for something like colour correcting, the purple and green are great. The first 3 I think are dreadful because they don't even, they're like shades away from my skin. Maybe if you're darker than me it'll work, but I don't know, they kind of almost look a bit orangey to me. But anyway, if you're wanting the purple and green, this is actually really good. And for the money, it's actually worth the money because it's so cheap. It's like, I think it's like £5–6, which is incredible. So even if you only use those 2 colours, it's worth it. And this, like I said, I love, hate it. It's so annoying that it's so good at the beginning and so bad at the end. But yeah, I just wanted to share my thoughts. Yeah, let me know what you think. Have I still got green on my chin? Okay, I think I'm good. Okay, thank you very much. Bye.